Welcome back to Defense Battle X, where we break down the biggest global headlines without the spin. Iran just hammered the world's largest LNG plant in Qatar with missiles, sparking massive fires. Oil prices skyrocketed past $108 a barrel, and now President Trump steps in with a fiery warning. Israel backs off, but the U.S. is ready to massively blow up Iran's crown jewel if it happens again. Is this the spark that ignites World War III in the Middle East, or just tough talk to protect global energy? Stick around, I've got the full breakdown, Trump's exact words, and what it means for your gas prices. Hit that like button if you're worried, subscribe for daily updates, and let's dive in. It all exploded, literally, when Iran launched missile strikes on Qatar's LNG facilities. Qatar LNG, the state-owned giant, confirmed Thursday extensive damage, huge fires raging. Firefighters are battling the blazes, but no injuries reported yet. Why does this matter? Qatar is one of the top 3 LNG exporters worldwide, pumping out super-chilled natural gas that powers homes, factories, and grids everywhere, including right here in the U.S. and Europe. They already halted production earlier in this conflict. Now, with this damage, supplies could be offline for weeks or months post-war. Cue the panic, global energy markets are freaking out. Visualize the world's biggest gas hub, Ras Laffan in Qatar, turned into a fireball. Qatar LNG export stats, 77 million tons per year. That's why oil surged 5% to over $108 a barrel, with Brent crude up nearly 50% since fighting kicked off February 28th. But rewind, this didn't start in a vacuum. Israel hit first, striking a key section of Iran's massive South Pars gas field, the world's largest natural gas reserve, shared with Qatar in the Persian Gulf. Iran called it a violent lashing out and vowed uncontrollable consequences. Enter retaliation. Iran didn't just hit Qatar, they targeted energy sites across the Gulf, UAE's gas facilities, Saudi Arabia's oil-rich eastern province, even Kuwait and Bahrain. Tehran's president, Masoud Pezeshkian, warned the world could get dragged in. Qatar fired back hard, condemning Iran in a fiery statement. Blatant violation of international law, crossed all red lines by targeting civilians and vital facilities. They pledged full solidarity with Saudi and UAE, backing any defense measures. The Strait of Hormuz, that choke point for 20% of global oil, Iran's tightening the noose, shipping's disrupted, prices soaring. Now the big pivot. Trump, U.S. president, drops this on Truth Social late Wednesday. Quote, "No more attacks will be made by Israel pertaining to this extremely important and valuable South Pars gas field." He's dialing it down for Israel. No more strikes on that mega field. But then the hammer for Iran. Trump warns Iran directly. Israel, out of anger, has violently lashed out at a major facility known as South Pars gas field in Iran. He stresses it was just a small section, and crucially, the United States knew nothing about this particular attack, and Qatar was in no way involved. But here's the red line for America. I do not want to authorize this level of violence and destruction because of the long-term implications. But if Qatar's LNG is again attacked, I will not hesitate to do so. Translation: the U.S. could massively blow up South Pars if Iran keeps hitting Qatar. Trump's threading the needle, de-escalate Israel but put Iran on notice. No U.S. fingerprints on the Israeli hit, protecting allies without full war. Fallout? Oil at $108, gas prices heading your way soon. LNG shortages could hit Europe hardest, already squeezed by other crises. Gulf states are rallying, Qatar, Saudi, UAE united against Iran. Will Trump follow through? History says he doesn't bluff. Remember Soleimani? But he hates endless wars too. Iran might test it, or cooler hits prevail. That's the latest on this powder keg. Trump's warning might just cool things or light the fuse. What do you think? Will Iran back down? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash like if this helped, and subscribe with notifications for real-time updates on the Middle East mess.